Okay, in this segment of just the basics, I'm going to show you how to put in stairs. Now, stairs are based off of the level lines that you have declared in your space. So, or in your model, excuse me. So if you have not really set your elevations up, that now is the time to do so. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into one of my elevations and actually have it open already. And this is where I'm going to put those in. I'm going to do one quick thing though. I'm going to change this to 1/4 of an inch because my plan is at 1/4 of an inch. Then I'm going to come over here to my level lines, and this is where I need to put in these new levels. Now, technically, I need to add in at least 3 more levels, and I'll tell you what those are. I'm going to click on my level 1, and I'm going to hit the copy command, the modify copy command, and then I'm going to come back to my level 1, and I'm going to click copy again. One of the first things I want to add in is I want to add in my grade level. Usually the first floor is usually at a higher level than your grade level to keep, water out and other instances. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to put in, coming from the level 1 and going down, I'm just going to type in 16 inches. Some people like to do 8 inches. Then from there, I'm going to do yet another copy command, but I'm going to actually do it from the level 1 again. So I'm going to grab level 1 once again. I'm going to use my copy command. From here, I'm going to do 8'6". That's your standard height. And then from here, this is the top of the floor slab. Usually that's a 4-inch concrete slab because we're going in a basement. And then I want to have my top of footer. So I'm going to do copy one more time and copy my last one. And I'm going to do 4 inches. There was a different way that I could have done this, but there's several different ways. So after I've done all that, I'm going to actually make sure I go through and I name these. Now, obviously, these are really close together and it's kind of hard to see. So here's how you do this. You're going to click this level 5, or at least this is level 5 at this point. There's something called an elbow, and it's usually sitting right above your inches and your level declarations. You're going to click that, and what it does is it pops that line, excuse me, it pops the name down, and you just move the grips either up or down so that you can see those. Excuse me. Then from here, I'm going to actually put this in. This is actually going to be my top of footer for my model. This next one here is actually my basement level. I'm going to go up, and technically level 3 is my grade now. And there's a place where you actually have to go in and declare this later so that it is done properly. So now that I have these in, all of my level lines in the way that they should be, and actually I'm going to click on them. You can take this grip that's right next to the target here, and you can move it over closer to the space. That way you don't have so much in it hanging out. So I'm going to go ahead and close my elevation down for this, and I'm back into my floor plan again. And I'm going to go to stairs. Stairs right above circulation because stairs are considered circulation of a space. And I'm going to then declare its constraints. So technically, since we're going down into the basement, our top level is our level 1. Our base level is our basement. So that's first and foremost. I'm going 8'6". Because I'm going 8'6", I need to make sure, Revit is now doing the math of that 8'6", and it's declaring how much I need based off of this 711 stair that they have as the default in Revit, and it's letting me know what those treads need to be. So if you look over here in your properties box, it's already done the math for you. And I've told it, well, I want 15 risers, and those 15 risers are going to be at about 6 inches, 6 inches and a half, a little bit. It gets very, very accurate. I could tell it, well, I don't want that many treads. Can we try to knock it down to 14? And when you do that, it goes back and it does the calculation based off of the number of steps that you in that 7-11 ratio. And it says, well, your risers are going to be higher than they should be. based off of code. So you have to be careful of that. Revit, you know, it knows, so it's going to keep that in there. So I'm just going to tell this okay, and I'm actually going to take it back down to, oops, the 15, because that's how it should be. So from here, I'm going to do this based off of the run method. There are other ways that you can place stairs in, excuse me, but we're just going to do it just the regular way. So the run method, what it does is it calculates what's the total run that you need for the stair, and it's going to then build your stairs based off of that. So as you can see, run is already selected. I'm going to also make sure I set this up based off of how I want this to run, which in this particular case, so I can make it easier on myself, if you look in the design options bar, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say I want it to be based off of the run right, because I'm going down in this plan. So because I'm doing this based off of the run right, I'm going to declare that I want my run to start away from the excuse me, my door here. And you know, we usually like to have a type of comfortable dimension in there. So I'm going to actually have it start a little bit below where the stairs are. So I'll have this railing that will happen, and then it will go into a wall. And I could do it where if I wanted to go straight, do a straight dimension. Oh, hang on here. Hit a button accidentally. Let me start that one more time. Sorry. If I wanted to do it just as a straight run, if I take my mouse all the way down, you'll notice, and it's kind of gray, so it's kind of hard to see, but I've taken it past that total rectangle, and it's shown me how much I've actually needed for this to actually go the full height of the steps. With that being said, this is actually probably a good thing, because now I actually have a little bit more room to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in, and it's showing me all 15 of my tread. You see that number there, you can see it's 15 here. But now I'm going to take this and I'm going to work with it. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to actually move this down. I'm going to use my move tool here, because this is how much space I've given my stairs in my project. So not only have I placed it this way, and this is your stringer here, and my other stringer is actually in the wall. I decided I wanted my stringer in a wall on this side as well. So I'm going to actually take these arrows and I'm going to pull it over so that both stringers are inside of the wall. And because I have so much room here now, I actually can do a little bit of finagling with my plan. So this is if you want to do just a straight stair. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit the check mark. And then it's just that simple. The stairs are now in your model. So I have decided if I want to have just a little bit more showing, I'm going to actually pull this wall down a little bit more so I can have more of my railing. And you know, maybe I'll have a more ornamental railing piece here at the bottom of my stairs. So I'm just going to take this dimension here and I'm going to change it to something a little bit more significant, like maybe 3 foot. And it goes from there. Now, remember, we had put this wall in and we had put in this room separation line. So I just need to make sure that the room separation line goes back to this wall so that these can show. And now my stairs are in. Now, this changes if you want to do any other shapes. And I'm just going to show you these really quick over on the side, but we can get into more decorative stair or different types of stair or different ways of building stairs in another video. But I'm just going to show you these really quick. I'm going to click on stair. And I'm going to keep the same, I'm actually going to keep the requirements of level 1 and level 2. And I'm letting it do the math already for me, and it's going to do it based off 18. So if I want an L-shaped stair, it's just as simple, and you can change where you run, it's put in. I'm just doing this very, very fast just to show you the different methods. I'm going to click, and I'm going to start it out. And you'll even see, if you'll look here, right underneath the bottom, it says 9 risers created, 9 remaining. I can actually stop this, and then I can tell it to start again at an L shape, and I'm actually going to switch this to run left because that's where I ended this thing. And I'm going to continue it, and you'll notice that it puts in, not only does it put in the rest of the stairs, but it also puts in the landing as well. It counts the landing as one of the treads. So I'm going to continue it this way. That's how you get an L-shaped stair in. quickly. You can also do if you want to do a switchback stair, and like I said, I'm doing this very, very fast, so there's some things that I'm skipping. But if you want to do a switchback stair, once again, you look and see how many it creates. You then go back and switch your run, and I'm going to keep it at run left. I'm going to actually provide a little bit of space in this one this time. And I take it and I go back, and there's my switchback stair. So you can actually do very many different shapes and types and sizes and directions for your stairs, but they all kind of run off of the same basis where it takes your 7-11 calculation in, if that's how you have it set to. It takes your level lines into consideration, and then it does the math and puts everything in from there. And if I were to go into 3D, you'll see that this is actually a full-blown stairs in this project. It's just right now it's going nowhere. So there's even my stair that I had before. Now this is actually, I'm glad that I'm showing you this, because actually my stairs is in here backwards because of how I started. So if that ever happens, you go, well, what's going the wrong way? Well, here's what you do. Go to level 1 or whatever plan, really. Click on that stair that's going the wrong way. There's an arrow. You can't see it because it's kind of hidden. You can't see it because it's really, really small, but there's a blue arrow here. You click that. So you click on this blue arrow here, and what it does is it actually just flips the direction for you. So now you notice it says down, and it's going this way. And it does that very fast. You'll see it in 3D, and it's now going the right direction. So there's no redoing that you have to do. All you have to do is click a little button, and it takes it from there. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions, please let me know. And keep a lookout for the next installment in this series. Thank you.